Yo, people, lateness is greatness. Welcome back into the building. You already know what time it is. It's time for another episode of All You Can Eat Chelsea. And at long last, we're coming off the back of a convincing, comfortable win where we don't have to, pull our eyeballs out and say, what the hell was that? Where's the fancy football? Where's the champagne? We actually seen some nice football. Before we get into all of that, and I guess narrow down what we're gonna talk about, Miz, bro. Younes, we'll start with you, Miz. How are you doing, bro? The fresh haircut now. It's just look at this. Look at this. I'm jealous. All right? That's all it is. Just pure jealousy for me now.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get these more frequently now that it's back into my life. Do you know what I mean? Every 4 weeks, we are getting a nice trim. That's what we're doing here. Now, man, it's been good. We won. It's my son's birthday, so it's been a good day today. I'm chilled. We had a good feast. Yeah, all you can eat style feast. And here we are talking Chelsea before we end the day, which is perfect.
Brilliant stuff. And to the 15 people that saw a random live that was going to take place, you must have just been in an alternate universe. I don't know what you saw. It just didn't exist. It's a Fugazi, it's a Fugazi. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what happened there. I really don't. Younes, how are you doing, bro?
Bro, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, yeah, happy birthday to your son, Miz, by the way. I'm glad you had a good day. What's the equivalent of a full English in Australia? Is there a full Australian? What is a feast when it comes to Australia? Is it just
I mean, yeah, it's a good question, Younes. What does it mean for an Australian? See, me being from a Bangladeshi background who's an immigrant in Australia, for me it's like the whole table, Younes. Like packed. Do you know what I mean? It's the lot. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a good question. Maybe not for an Australian. A proper Australian, a feast would be, I don't know, maybe burger and chips or something. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Calm. So yeah, no. In terms of the menu today, all you can eat Chelsea. No full Australians in place. But no, but personally, I'm good. Malmo, easy night. I mean, yeah, context obviously with what happened in terms of the bad things that went down, which we'll discuss. But apart from that, easy night at the office. I'm calm. It's chilled. It's relaxing. It's nice.
It's interesting as well because obviously we picked up 2 injuries in that first half with Werner and Lukaku, and on comes Kai, on comes Hudson Odoi, who kind of reignite a little bit of chemistry that we may have seen at some point under Lampard against West Brom, I think, in a comeback where we still not really happy with the final result, but it was good to see a nice little 1-2 from them. And, yesterday night we saw similar. Do you think these two, because these two are kind of in similar positions in terms of they need to prove their point, they're struggling for form. Hudson Odoi, left wing, kind of inconsistent minutes. Is Norwich, I'm not going to say like do or die, but, in terms of Lukaku and Werner coming back, they're probably maybe a week out. Is Norwich like just a huge game for those two to start now? They have to start for you guys in the front three. I think, Miz, how do you feel about that? Ziyech didn't come off the bench. How are you thinking that attack looks now going forward?
Man, I don't know if it's going to be a week. I think Lukaku could be out for a bit because it was an ankle injury, and we know what happened to Pulisic's ankle not that long ago. And I'm not saying that Lukaku's going to be out for that long, but I think he may be out for about 2-3 weeks. And then the whole, thing about slowly coming back into it. So we'll see. I don't know. It looked like an ankle injury, so I'm not sure. And with Werner as well, it was a hamstring injury. So
that's worse.
I don't know whether he's going to come back in a week or 2 either. So I think Callum and Havertz have now got a proper chance of getting some consistent minutes that we've all been asking for, especially with Callum. Pulisic is still injured. I don't think he's going to make it to the Norwich game or the Carabao Cup game against Southampton. So, yeah, now the question is Ziyech as well. Like, can he force himself into the team? There cannot be any better time when you've got Pulisic, Lukaku, and Timo Werner not going to be featuring. Ziyech has to really, train your backside off and impress, and maybe you can break in. But it's going to be difficult. For me, it has to be Callum and Havertz now, along with Mason Mount.
Yeah.
And I feel like what I saw against Malmo was was good chemistry. Fluid front three again, just like last season. Not having a guy like Lukaku, but I think having Lukaku up front, most teams they know that he's the main guy, so they park two players on him. Whereas with Havertz and Mount and Callum, no one really knows who to mark. So it's a confusion act for the opposition. So for me, I want to see this against Norwich. And if they don't perform well, then Ziyech can come off the bench and try and do something about it. But right now, it'll be very difficult not to start those three together with Callum, Havertz, and Mount.
Yeah, I don't think I can remember a time for Callum where there's been this many injuries where it's almost like he has to play now. Like if he wasn't to start in that front three against Norwich and he was to play at right wing back, now that would just be ridiculous. And it's I feel like he really is struggling to earn these managers' trust to play week in, week out. It's not like as if the players ahead of him are in great form. He got an assist. Younes, have you been able to pinpoint for all the time, I guess you've been doing content and especially on Callum, have you ever been able to pinpoint why he can't get consistent game time at left wing? He starts against Southampton, then he's dropped for the next game, then he's back to, last night off the bench, obviously because of the two injuries. Didn't start against Malmo. I found that quite weird. Obviously, he makes his impact, but I'm a bit surprised.
I think it's just it goes back to the point that we had at the beginning of the season, or not even just the beginning of the season, when we started making all of these signings. Remember, we said it was going to be congested and players will have to stay on the bench. No matter how good they are, players will miss out. It's that. And it's unfortunate because, it comes to a point. If you play Callum, okay, fair enough. Who are you leaving off? Who are you leaving out? And right now, it would probably mean Timo Werner. And, the way that I see it going is it's obvious Tuchel wants to play Lukaku and Werner together, which means that you're taking up 2 spots in the front three. And that's 2 spots gone. So who are you playing as the third? You've got a choice of about 6 players or 5 players that you can choose for 1 spot. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. That's just what's holding Callum back. But now there's an opportunity. And it comes with injuries. And this is why it's good to have the squad depth. This is why I'm not entirely worried. I'm concerned, obviously, a little bit for the fact that, yes, we have injuries. And yes, it's Lukaku. And yes, it's Werner. And I expect Lukaku may be back in 2 weeks tops. Hopefully by Newcastle, if the ankle injury isn't bad. It didn't look like he twisted it, but you never know with a ligament nowadays. Werner hamstring, easily 3-4 weeks, I reckon. I don't think we'll see him for a little while. So it's an opportunity now. It's nice to see Havertz come on and he done what he done because he was off form the last time he was playing. So now he looks like he's comfortable. Hudson Odoi on that left-hand side, Tuchel's acknowledged that him playing on the left in the front three is actually his best position. He said that last night. So Tuchel knows. He's not dumb. He's not oblivious. He's not ignorant. He knows exactly what we know. But it's a big opportunity now. There's players out. This is your time. Callum's time to shine.
It's almost like as if the heavens have said, listen, here's your opportunity. Like the fixtures are a little bit more favourable. You've got, Norwich, you've got Newcastle, Burnley, Southampton, Malmo again. They're like,
perfect.
5 games, a chance? Perfect. Here's your chance. And by the way, not only are we going to give you a chance, we're going to give you a favourable fixture list. So there's really nowhere for you to hide. I think this is huge. And I think we're going to look back on this set of fixtures where Lukaku and Werner are out. And we're going to look back and say that was a huge moment in either our title race or we disappointed and we didn't deliver. Because these are very winnable games. These are games that we have to pick up 9 points out of 9 the next 3. There's no other outcome that is really going to be able to run if we're going to be serious title contenders.
If there was ever a good time, and there's never a good time for injuries, right? I mean, you don't want injuries on any player, but this is probably it. Like this set of fixtures is probably it. So I even advocated, and I don't know about you guys. I in my preview for Malmo, I didn't start Lukaku and Werner. I started with Havertz and Callum with Mount. So we ended up having that front three anyway, but it was by chance. So, and I'm not sitting here now saying, the injury happened because they started. No, not at all. Like, I don't know the future, and I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is our team was strong enough to beat that Malmo team without Lukaku and Werner. And I'm not taking anything away from Lukaku and Werner. They were very good when they started. But it was a defender that scored the first goal. It was Christensen that scored the first goal. And then it was Jorginho who scored the penalties.
Werner had an absolute shocker of a miss, didn't he?
Oh, I think it ended up being offside. Offside, luckily for him, for his sake. But he missed another one of those howlers, absolute howlers. Luckily, it was an offside. But, you know, Lukaku gets a penalty. Fine, that's fantastic. Jorginho puts it away. So what I'm trying to say is that we could have done without Lukaku and Werner on that match. I personally feel a lot of the fans were saying, oh, no, but you want to play your strongest team. We still haven't secured. I get that. But if you need, but if you need to have your absolute strongest team against Malmo, then we've got some questions.
There's issues, yeah.
There's issues.
I had Lukaku starting for not Werner, but Lukaku for the pure fact that he hasn't scored in 6 games, now 7. I thought, let's just get some confidence, get him a brace and then take him off 60, 70 minutes.
I had it the other way. I thought, you know, playing Lukaku in against Malmo, because if he didn't get the injury, he would have played against Norwich.
Yeah.
He's just played game after game after game after game after game.
Yeah,
I thought Malmo have a break. Stop.
Tuchel said he's overplayed.
Yeah, and then he plays him.
And then he started. Weird.
Yeah, it was a bit mixed messages. Yeah, it's a bit mixed messages there. I was a bit confused as well. I was expecting Hudson-Odoi to start. I was expecting Reece James to come in. I was expecting, you know, after what he said about Lukaku not to play, but then he starts. So it was a little bit confusing. But it was lovely to see an attacker score because, like you said, Jorginho puts away 2 penalties. It's a 4-0 win. Christensen scores his first ever goal for Chelsea. I think that just caps off what's been an incredible calendar year for him. More than deserved as one of the best defenders on the planet right now. But if we just win that 3-0 with the 2 penalties in Christensen, I start to think, well, it's nice. But still no attackers scored. So the person in me knows that there's still an issue. Still issues here. Like, they still need an attacker to score. But Kai does get the goal, and I think Callum assists, and that is perfect. Too. That's exactly what we needed. Needed those 2 in particular to get that as well. If I could have handpicked 2 players to get involved, it would have been those 2. I was actually calling for Ziyech to come on, which is like I'm very critical of Ziyech, you know, recently. But I thought if there's a game for him to come on, last 30 minutes, 20 minutes, switch to a back 4, you know, why not start tinkering? This game's done. Let's see what he can do at the right wing with maybe Reece James overlapping. It just never happened. Miz, especially for you, was you surprised not to see Ziyech come on? Because that was a little bit like, he's not coming on now. Surely he's definitely not starting against Norwich now, is he?
The advocate of Ziyech, we've got to say, Miz is the advocate. You are the Paul Heyman
representative.
I've got my entourage, the Ziyech entourage ready. The ambassador of Hakim Ziyech is ready to speak now.
The Shisha speaker.
I tweeted after the 5th substitute that if you can't get in the Champions League where there's 5 substitutes and you still can't make it into the team, boy, you've got a mountain to climb to get back into this Chelsea team and to save your Chelsea career. A lot of the fans, when I tweeted that, so it was saying, oh, it's too early to say, Miz. It's too early to say. Yeah, that's exactly what I said about Billy Gilmour as well after 3 games when Norwich was getting hammered left, right, and centre. And after 7 games, now everyone's saying, oh, bring back Billy. You know, he's not even starting anymore. You can tell certain things even when it's early. You don't need to see the whole season to see what's going on. You can tell. There are certain things you could go, now, you know what? No, we'll wait. But there are certain things you can definitely see. Ziyech is in trouble. There is no 2 ways about it. He's in trouble. And how he gets out of this, I don't know, man.
It's this run, bro. It's this run, isn't it?
Problem is, he's in trouble for club and country.
Yeah.
His career, that's in the mess at the moment.
Do you know what, boys? He had his chance. I can't even sit here and say he didn't have his chance. After he got injured, Thomas Tuchel actually backed the guy when a lot of us probably expected, well, how's he getting an opportunity again? Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't perform well against Aston Villa. How's he starting again against whoever the next game was? And he started again. Then he got another start. I remember he got 4 starts off the back of last international break, and he flopped every single game. There was Zenit, I think. There was Aston Villa. There was Zenit. There was Aston Villa again, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was another game. So, I don't know, man. I'm really, really concerned about him. Whatever chance he gets next up, if it's Norwich as a substitute or as a start, he has to blow it apart. He has to. Because if you're not doing it now, when some of the big players are injured in the likes of Werner and Lukaku, and let's not forget even Pulisic, you will know, like, once those guys are all fit and ready to go, you'll be an afterthought. So
in terms of the January list, I think he's definitely up for. He's the one that is the most at risk right now, even ahead of Pulisic. Of course, Pulisic's got his injury issues, but he's a lot younger. It's getting, even getting rid of someone injured is actually a problem anyway. And I think he'll get the full season to sort out his fitness and whatever at the very least. I think Ziyech is at high risk right now. Even in my watch along live chat, as soon as I suggested Ziyech, she was like, nah, not really, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm like, what? I'm the Ziyech defendant here today. Well, in the live chat, it's just like, nah, I'm not really feeling it.
Bro, some people wanted Barkley ahead of him.
But this is what I'm saying.
That
even Barkley,
everything you need to know.
Barkley's part of that front three now. We have to put him there as an option. He's another person that goes into that.
Yeah, completely. And to go back to the Pulisic point as well, we remember it's a different circumstance. We don't doubt Pulisic's ability. No one's doubting Pulisic's ability. We're doubting his physical nature, the fact that he keeps getting broken. That's our only problem. If he's fit, he's in the team. Yeah. With Ziyech, it's different. We're doubting his ability now. We're like, are you actually good enough? That's the problem.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting few weeks for this attack because, like you said, the fixtures are favourable. There's injuries. There's people that are out of form that need to step up now. And I think Tuchel spoke about it a little bit preview to this, but Tuchel doesn't trust this attack, in my opinion. I don't think he does. He hasn't really got anybody that's reliable. He hasn't got anybody that he can depend upon, that he can expect goals and assists from. And that even for me even includes Mason. Mason for me yesterday, I need to see in this run of games coming up for Mason Mount, I need to see end product. You're playing in that front three. I am very much aware you can play in a midfield three if you play a 4-3-3. I think the number 8 role suits you down to the ground. But in this team, especially at Liverpool, I've always said I think Mason suits the Liverpool midfield perfectly because he's not expected to get GA. You've got your front threes firing, your wing backs are your chance creators, and yes, you can create. Bro, if you
that's
wish
a very good point, man.
Yeah,
Mason at Liverpool.
At Liverpool. Oh my god, I think Klopp would absolutely love him, and I think he would be that link to the attack. But he's not like it's not. You don't have to absolutely nail in the goals and assists. But in a Chelsea front three that is struggling right now for goals and assists, it's very rare that Mason's name gets brought up in this. We need goals, but we do need goals from you, Mason. 100%, we need goals from you. You need to start getting on the score sheet. You've got some sort of technique when it comes to finishing. We've seen it at Anfield. We've seen it against Fulham last year. We've seen it against Porto. But let's start seeing that more consistently now. We need to start seeing some goals. And I've got some leeway for him. Obviously, he had a really good year last year. But if you're going to be starting, that's only if you're on the bench. If you're on the bench, then fine. You can have your time to get yourself into form. But now that you're probably going to be starting consistently for the next few games, going to start against Norwich, I need to see some goals. I need to see you on the edge of that penalty area taking some shots. I need to see you getting into the box. He created a couple of opportunities yesterday where he kind of put it across the box. I don't know if he really got his head up and really picked someone out. There's a little maybe some miscommunication between him and the strikers because they were either just too far ahead or too far behind of him, which is a shame. I think he can definitely, and Reece James, I can't wait for Reece James, I think, to start consistently. I think Azpilicueta has been great, but I think Reece James last night when he came on, he was fluid. He had a nice little opportunity for a 1-2, little dink over to Kova, which created an opportunity as well. But his crossing, and it's annoying now because Lukaku's out, but we haven't seen Reece James to Lukaku. We haven't seen that link up as often as we expected to at the start of the season. If all fails for Chelsea, we know we can do crossing in Salah. We know we can do that. We can do inshallah cross all day long, no problem. That is literally, we're ready for that. Reece James spamming them in. Lukaku, get your forehead on it. Get on it at the near post, in it goes. But we haven't really seen that link up Reece James to Lukaku. So.
And not just that, Matisse. A lot of people say, and I'm sure you guys would have noticed, I saw Azpilicueta in strange positions yesterday. Center of midfield, sometimes in the middle, like straight bang as a striker position. And it made me think, well, that's a clear indication that we have a player that is free to roam around because Malmo is not pressing us. That's one player that is surplus to our needs. And I feel like, and I'm not saying Azpilicueta should not have played. I feel like Aspi could have still played as an RCB, still overlapped the way Rudy was overlapping from the left-hand side. Oh my God, Rudy was unbelievable from that.
Won a penalty.
won a penalty and almost.
I was actually shocked he was up there. What's he doing up there?
Bro, he's a playmaker. He's a playmaker. He's a legitimate playmaker. I feel like Aspie could do similar things on the right CV position. It doesn't necessarily need to be a right wing back to do that. We've seen Aspie whipping crosses from RCB positions as well. He loves whipping in the crosses from deep. So it made me realize, why aren't we playing Reece James? Because Reece, even if he's in awkward positions where Aspie was, at least Reece has got a shot in him. Aspie doesn't have a shot in him. Reece can pull the trigger from long distance. Do you know what I mean? He can find himself into the box and smash it in the way he has against Arsenal. So
great finish against Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, just going back to what you said as well, Matisse, I would love to hear what Younes has to say about this as well. You said that Thomas Tuchel does not trust the attackers. And I feel like here's a slight criticism. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, don't get upset. I'm not advocating for Tuchel to be out. Calm down. Calm your horses. I'm just saying, in these times where we're not scoring enough, he needs to trust our attackers more. You can't be fielding 7 defenders against Malmo.
But someone said this, and this is quite funny before you just jumps in.
Yeah.
The defenders are scoring the goals. So maybe the more defenders we put on the pitch, the more goals. So maybe we just need to put more defenders in attack.
It's not sustainable, but it's just not sustainable. Do you know what I mean? Christensen is not going to be banging in goals week in, week out. Look, it worked against Malmo. That doesn't mean it's going to work every single week. I feel like against these fixtures that are coming up, I want Thomas Tuchel to be a bit bold. And I'm not saying change formation. No, keep your formation. Use different personnels. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to use Jorginho and Kante. Be bold and use Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And now I'm going to get slandered because I've dropped Kante. Here we go again. I'll then play Kante and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now I'm going to get slandered for dropping Jorginho. So I feel like we just need to take our, don't play Azpilicueta as a right wing back. Play him as an RCB. Play Reece James. Be a little bit more attacking. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like this does go back to the point of Mason Mount, because like yesterday, albeit against Malmo, right? I don't know if this is coming from the player or if this is coming from Tuchel. The amount of times Mason drifted wide to the right-hand side and the left-hand side. I think he spent most of the game on those flanks rather than on the edge of the D or in midfield. And I think we're desperate for someone that's going to be a creative mastermind in behind the striker, in the middle, on the edge of the D. Someone that's there, that can link, that can distribute, that can shoot from distance. It just feels like there's that last piece that's missing. And I feel like Mason has the ability to do that. What's crazy is 85th minute yesterday, Mason was running like it was, the 5th minute. And I pointed this out. I was like, my goodness, he's running like we've just played 5 minutes. The guy doesn't stop. His physical nature is unreal. So I have no doubts that he can command that position, but he kept going wide, and then he kept linking up with, if it was Aspie or if it was on the left hand side, if it was Chilwell, and then he would try and get the cross into the box, and he'd done that multiple times. But I want to see him on the edge of the D linking up with our strikers, being that alternative outlet, whether he's going to pass the ball in between the half spaces, whether he's going to go in between the half space and link with a striker, or he's going to shoot from the edge of the box, because we know he can do it, and I feel like we don't do that enough. I feel like that's the piece missing, and if it's going to be Mason or if it's going to be someone else, but there's got to be someone there. And right now, I don't think we have it.
Do you think Mason would go that wide had we had a player like Hakimi?
No, and this is what's crazy, because we just pointed out Azpilicueta found himself in a cam position.
I think it's because
what's going on?
I think it's because Tuchel doesn't trust Aspie's pace. He doesn't have the pace to play as a wing back. So that's why you keep seeing Mason. That's what I'm saying. If there was a pacey player, whether it be Hakimi, whether it be Tino Livramento, whether it be Adama Traore, whoever we were linked with, you wouldn't see Mount in those wing areas because it'd be operated by those pacey players. We don't have pace. Our pacemakers are Timo Werner.
I like that, pacemaker. Sounds like peacemaker. I thought you were going to say peacemaker.
Our pacemakers are Timo Werner and Christian Pulisic.
Is Pulisic really that quick though?
I feel like he's quick. He's quick.
When he's fully fit, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I've just forgotten.
When he's in form, the guy can dribble like it's mad.
He can dribble, yeah. I was just saying in terms of speed, though. I think
in terms of full on blatant,
Yeah,
I feel like
speed.
he's pacey.
I feel like he's pacey. I don't know if he's pacey enough to go in the
Yeah,
same
no, you know
level,
what?
same
That
sentence
run,
as Werner.
run against Man City where he scored that goal. You remember?
Yeah.
That's an example. I think he can.
Where he beat-
Oh, okay, yeah.
two
Against
players.
Mendy,
Yeah,
he dropped Mendy on his
Yeah.
ass. Yeah, that was a brilliant goal. Lovely finish that game. Yeah,
We
brilliant goal.
don't have enough.
Mendy since moved to Prison FC. Anyway, we'll move.
We should do a Prison FC lineup. If Miz had a graphic.
There could actually be a lineup now.
Benzema,
There's-
oh my goodness. He's
there's-
trying to make a high-profile transfer, apparently. Bloody hell, man.
There's definitely a team now that we can build. But honestly, we don't have enough pace men in this team when I look at it. You know, if you compare that with, say, a Liverpool, they've got a lot of speed everywhere, man. Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mane, Salah. Even their midfield's quick. Their transition is quick.
But they don't have our defense. And that's the thing. I feel like if we took their attack and they took our defense, Liverpool, Chelsea would be crazy.
Yeah. And I guess the middle ground is someone like Man City who moves the ball so quick. It's not like Man City has lightning pace players, but they pretty much camp on the opposition third. Most matches, that's where they play. So they don't really need to run that much because they're boxed into one zone. So it's about quick passing. And I feel like we don't do that either. It's not like we're passing the ball a lot. And I get it. A lot of people will now comment, oh, but Muse, are you comparing Klopp and, Pep? They've been around for so long. Tuchel's only been for less than 12 months. I get that, man. I get it. But I'm just saying, these are the things that's sort of stopping us to be where we need to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do want to add, because you made that point very quickly. When you compare Klopp first coming in, having his first full season, Pep coming in, having his first full season, I think Tuchel's ahead. So that's a good sign.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Ahead.
Yeah,
so
well ahead of that.
That's where, we shouldn't lose our minds or anything. I think with time given to Tuchel, we can create something really special. But these are the points that we need to fix up. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like last season when we didn't actually have this show this time last season, but last season we was top. I think Leeds wins and teams like that we were beating, we outrun Leeds. We were also gassed. I feel like that scarred us now.
And then it went wrong.
Yeah, because we know things can go wrong, and we know how badly they can go wrong very quickly. And because there is issues to fix, we know if we don't fix them, bad things can happen. So we're kind of like mentally. I feel like on this channel, I'm mentally gearing up our,
we're mature. We're mature now.
We're mature. I feel like I'm mentally gearing you up, and I think it's better that I do it this way. And we talk about these issues, then we play blind to them and say, everything's fantastic. And 75% of our goals have been scored by 75% of our goals have been scored or assisted by defenders. And this is completely sustainable. And, all the power to us. We're going to win the league. 99 points. Supercomputer is correct. The supercomputer is already wrong.
Big up the supercomputer. Big up the supercomputer.
It said Southampton wouldn't win the game.
Mate, to get 99 points, we would have had to win every single game after that prediction.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I think so.
And someone legitimately in the comments was like, I think we can do that. And I was like, no, we can't. No, we cannot do that. And he's like, no, we can. Like, we just need to go on a run like City. I was like, have you done the mathematics, sir? Have you done your calculations? Have you run this? Have you run the numbers on this one? I was like, seriously, I love the football club. We are not getting 99 points.
Did you guys see the amount of goals we concede? I think that supercomputer only had us only 3 more times we can concede.
Yeah.
Calm down.
It's not a supercomputer. It's a super brain dead machine. It doesn't work. Probably got a virus. I don't know. Something on it.
It had us on something like, I don't know, 10 points clear of Liverpool or something. I was like, oh man, don't make me laugh, man. Seriously.
Calm down.
But the reason I think it's good to highlight these issues because I ran this up, I think, on the London Clubs Carnage show yesterday, is that I think Manchester City was the only team last season not to hit 90 points. Every season prior to that, Man City, Liverpool, Man City again, all 90 points. So 3 out of the last 4 title winners have put up
and Chelsea
90
got 93
points.
under Conte.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Wow.
We were 2 points off our record. Somehow we actually,
I didn't actually go back that far, because I wasn't sure about Chelsea. So I just stuck to Liverpool, Man City. I knew they put up, that season where both of them did 90 points as well. And Man City.
But then before that, there was Leicester, and I don't think Leicester did. So yeah,
Leicester definitely did.
No, I don't think Leicester hit 90 points.
No, we sorted out Tottenham for them. There's no need for that for Leicester. Well, guys, we've discussed, and dissected a few important talking points. There's no need to really talk about a defense. They score and they take clean sheets away from other teams. It's standard now, clean sheets for everybody.
New strikers.
Yeah, at this point, this is just the norm for us. I'm pretty confident going into the fixtures with our. The good thing is, I think a clean sheet will do in most of these games. Hopefully, for these attackers, it just needs to score one goal. So it's all about the attack. It's all about chemistry between Cho and Kai. Mount stepping up now to the plate. He's had a couple months, where he's been pretty indifferent. Now we're coming into November, late October. Let's start putting down the money, mace. Let's start earning your money in the bank. And Ziyech. Well, listen, if you're gonna get into the team, this is it. If you're gonna start, the magic tricks, pull them out now. Pull them out of the hat. So Miz, let them know where they can find you, bro. Any content coming up?
Yeah, man. The other side of the coin, less than 100 subscribers away now for 8,000. So let's try and get there. That'll be great.
Almost 10.
And yeah, man. Just getting closer and closer to that 10,000 mark, which will be brilliant. And yeah, just hit the bell notification on my channel. Just drop in these small videos whenever I feel like I want to say something about a particular topic. So yeah, just dropped one about 4 hours ago, just basically talking about some of these issues. I think I might do one. There's some talks about Erling Haaland, boys.
I addressed this yesterday on my review. We had a good laugh about that. Me,
so I might put out a video for myself maybe tomorrow though, which would be interesting because bad boy Fabrizio Romano tweeting about Erling Haaland and linking it with Chelsea, and Thomas Tuchel apparently would entertain a conversation as such. I told you guys, you thought I was mad when I tweeted last summer that don't be surprised if we go back for Haaland. Whether it happens, I don't know. It's far-fetched, but you guys all laughed at me when I said don't be surprised if you ever see a Lukaku Haaland up front. But
I don't think that we can't even talk about that right now, but I don't think it works. I absolutely dragged Anita and Dami in the review about that because they wanted it obviously to happen. I dragged them both.
We got Ms. Farage. We got Ms. Farage in the chat now. You all laughed at me.
I'm the super computer.
You're not laughing now, are you?
You're not laughing now, are you?
You're not laughing at me now, are you? There you go.
That's right, baby. Younes, let them know where to find you, bro. Let them know what content's coming up.
Yeah, man. I mean, as it says right here, Younes Talks Football. I think I'm going to do a video later on about the whole World Cup every 2 years thing. That needs to be addressed.
Oh, that's
this is getting stupid. Gianni Infantino came up with a stupid proposal, and we got to kill it. So I'm going to do a little video on it later. And tomorrow, it's obviously the preview to Chelsea versus Norwich. And we have the weekend, Chelsea-Norwich. And we keep marching from there. League Cup on the Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, fixtures are coming in. So content is rampant every single day.
And there could be some special collabs coming up for you guys as well this week. And I keep teasing you with a vlog. You never know. I'm going to be at the game, Norwich. You never know. I might just say, fuck it. Give it a go. Give it a gander. See how it goes. That could be Sunday morning content. I don't know. I'm really just thinking out loud, and that's teasing you, and it's not fair, but it is what it is. It's what we do here. Guys, make sure you smash up the likes. Hit me up in the comments. Let's see what you guys think about that front three. Are you confident? How are you feeling going into the next few games? And I think this has been a solid, nice, short show for you guys. Not really too much more to say. Business as usual against Malmo. And I'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people. Peace.